Good morning. Welcome to another Kerfuffle showcase. Delighted today. It's a partnership showcase looking at two very innovative firms who have got an exciting tie-up to talk to us about. Jonathan, hello. Welcome to join us from Vaboo. Ben, hello. FlatFair, how's it going with you both?
Yeah, all good so far.
Very good.
Ben, you're looking resplendent in your merch. Well done.
Absolutely, flying the FlatFair flag. I've been told that pink's my colour though, so
you got to be an alpha male to carry this stuff off. You know, obviously. Clearly,
it's usually older men that tell me pink's my colour, so I'll stick with black for now.
Good stuff. Guys, let's just start. Obviously, we're going to talk about the exciting tie-up, obviously, going forwards. But for now, Jonathan, could you just give us just the briefest of just overviews about what Vaboo is about, and then we'll come up to you, Ben, and let you talk about FlatFair as well in a minute.
Sure. Very simply, we are a customer rewards and engagement platform for letting agents. Clients use us to give themselves a real sort of tangible point of difference against their competition, show the customers that they care, and kind of prove from day one that they want to offer a great service by helping both tenants, landlords throughout the duration of the tenancy.
Excellent. Perfectly. Actually, it's amazing how often I ask for that elevator pitch. And if it was an elevator, it would normally be about 4 minutes long, but that's spot on. So well done there. Ben, live up to that concise and brilliant overview. Give us the flat.
Next 20 minutes.
Well, that would be if I was talking about kerfuffle, but yeah.
FlatFair widely stands for fairer renting. We want to replace a traditional deposit, or via our new Boost product, add added protection to landlords, whether it's a deposit alternative or a traditional deposit. Recent changes in the market we've adapted to. We've launched our new product Boost, but we've always been standing for fairer renting across the marketplace by offering our deposit alternative, which is a tech-based solution, which allows negotiation, fair charges to be put through, and landlords to be put back in pocket when things go wrong, unfortunately. But in the large scenario of cases, they all go perfectly well, and tenants, landlords, agents all have a better experience because of it.
Perfect. Thank you again. So give us who's going to kick off? Just talk us about how this started. You know, your eyes met up across the bar. It looked like the perfect partnership. What was the clues there that you guys should be teaming up?
Well, you're probably not too far from the truth there, in that we met probably probably about 2 years ago, well, close to 2 years ago now, where we met at Sally Lawson's Agent Rainmaker group, and we were both exhibiting at a event there. We got talking about how both of the products work, how our missions are aligned to improve relationships between agents, tenants, landlords, very, very engaging company to talk to. Their mission aligns with what we're trying to do in the sector, and simply we're here to try and improve things by being an asset to letting agents, and Jonathan and his team are trying to do the same thing. So conversation started there. Both companies have come a long way since then. We've seen Vaboo grow very quickly. FlatFair's obviously grown very quickly, and if you haven't seen it, I'd recommend checking out Simon Scott's, my boss's session with you, Simon, where we talked about our recent fundraising, our growth, how we've adapted in the current marketplace. And we've seen Vaboo follow a very similar trajectory, with lots of partners that we work with, that we'd like to work with, and it's a no-brainer partnership, really.
Yeah, I mean, it does have that feel about it. You're right. Simon was at odds to explain that, look, you're not just an insurance company. There's so much tech behind it, obviously, that it's a very different sort of creature there, and the different product lines you've got coming out, and that, things like this is only emphasizing that it's a company with a very clear vision, isn't it, in terms of where it wants to go.
Absolutely. And to mirror that with Vaboo, they're doing exactly the same thing. I come from a resi sales background. I used to work for the Guild and Fine and Country. And in that sector of the market, we've been looking at concierge moving services. We've been looking at ways to create buy-in for those customers for the full period of that life cycle, buying, living, all the way through to reselling. And we at FlatFair are trying to achieve the same thing, and that's exactly where Vaboo have found this niche in the market, which is creating better client engagement, getting that buy-in from both landlord and tenant by offering what in essence is a very simple concept, but a very impressive tech solution behind it to provide that and save the agents time in doing that. So, Jonathan, I think Vaboo's sitting perfectly in line with what we're trying to achieve, and we, part of this partnership is strategic in that we see better relationships for all parties, being a better result for our partners, our business, and Vaboo as well.
Yeah, it's a great type, and look, Jonathan didn't exactly get the Paxman treatment from me when we had our interview, because within the first 6 seconds I came on and said I absolutely love everything about this. It's just such an obvious, it's like all great ideas, isn't it? Once it exists, you say this is so obvious, and why did no one do it before? But it's just having that ability to deliver on that kind of initial dream that's so powerful about it, and solving such a major issue, which is tenant satisfaction and everything else within the industry. So it's great. Okay, so give us a bit more meats on the bone about it. Exactly. First of all, when did it launch exactly?
It launched Tuesday, Wednesday last week.
Okay. And the feedback's been good, yeah?
Absolutely, yeah. Actively talking to clients on both sides of the equation. So some of our existing clients are talking to FlatFair, and obviously we're talking to some of their existing and prospective clients as well.
That's great. Yeah, so you've got the cross pollination between both client bases there, haven't you? In terms of that thing, and so just give us the outline of the deal, if you wouldn't mind. So how do people get involved? What are they essentially getting from both parties?
Yeah, of course, no problem. So our commitment from FlatFair's side is that as I said earlier, this is quite a strategic partnership in the marketplace we're looking at the moment. Discussing with our partners, with large-scale landlords, independent branches, larger independents, and corporates. They're all aligned at the moment, looking at the current marketplace and seeing that their landlords are quite keen to keep tenants in place. Where they are looking to find tenants, there's quite a lot of properties on the market, not an awful lot of tenants moving around. Yeah. So it's all about incentivizing and rewarding tenants for using that partner over anyone else, and that's why we at FlatFair are seeing this as an awesome opportunity to tie up a partner to both parties, and the reason being is that they're both aligned in what they're trying to achieve. They'll both achieve better results for you as a business. So we at FlatFair are offering the first 500 agency brands that sign up to the FlatFair or Vaboo offering, contacting either business. We're offering to pay their membership for the first year to Vaboo, covering that cost. The reason that we're willing to do that is we at FlatFair see this as a very strategic agreement, and it should, in theory, and I'm hoping I'll be proven right, of course, improve tenancy behaviour, reducing our risk at FlatFair. Obviously, we replace a deposit. What we want to see at FlatFair is tenants that are engaged. They understand what they're getting into. And this is why we built a tech solution, because we want to educate and explain to tenants what the agreement is, what they should be doing within that tenancy, and if in the worst case scenario, dealing with it the best possible way. So these are your options, this is how we settle it, etc. And because Vaboo are engaging those clients and rewarding them, we see it creating better tenancy behaviour, isolating better tenants for those properties, and drawing in more offers for agents so they can be more selective in the tenants that they're putting into their properties for their landlords. So we're offering to cover the first 500 agents membership for the first year. We're also offering for the first 50 agents that sign up. So if you are interested, if you're thinking about it, I highly recommend reaching out to myself, the FlatFair team, or Jonathan and his team at Vaboo. As the first 50 agents will be covering the first 150 premier users on Vaboo for the first year as well. So not only are we going to offer to cover your membership, but also offering to cover the costs of those users when those users come through for you.
It's not often I say this, but that's made me sound a little bit stingy. We've just done a competition offering 5 companies the chance to work with us on a consultative basis, and now you've just made me sound extremely stingy. So basically, you've got up to 500 companies can take advantage of this, but actually, there's a real benefit to getting in contact quickly because they've got a special level of service.
Absolutely.
I think from my perspective, Simon, I think what's great about it for the industry is, obviously our missions are very, very much aligned. Ours is all about strengthening relationships between agents and their customers.
Yeah.
We could have easily just said, let's just have a FlatFair rewards program, which all FlatFair customers, tenants get access to. But that wouldn't have really helped agents, because for the people that aren't using the FlatFair product, what happens to them? So I think the way this has been launched is just fantastic from both sides. It helps agents because our service is designed to help them grow their business as well, encourage those right behaviours, not just from tenants but from all customers. So it helps them with landlord listing appointments, getting those properties over the line, etc. So doing the partnership being constructed in the way it has done, makes it free for an agent to have a customer rewards program which benefits their whole business.
Yeah.
And that could even translate. We get more and more of our clients talk about the sales vendors as well. Obviously we were out of the letting side, and 99% of our users are tenants and landlords. But there's so much opportunity there for the agent's whole business, and that's why I think the way we've launched this partnership is great for everyone.
Yeah, great. And is it available to all of your letting agencies on both sides?
Yep.
It's available to all of our agencies. The only caveat we have is if you're currently using another rewards or incentive that we've launched previously, we can put you down and sign you up when you're out of that. But yeah, we're open to talking to every agent that's interested in doing it. And quite frankly, we at FlatFair, we've always paid a revenue share to our agents, whereas deposits just cost you time and money. So with the revenue our agents are already earning, it's more than going to cover their costs of using Vaboo. And we see this partnership as much bigger than just the initial offer. This is two companies that have discussed this at length, and we see that this should be long-term benefit in terms of big data, isolating opportunities. Vaboo are very keen on isolating other opportunities whereby they can improve that customer journey, isolating opportunities for helping agents where it might be a larger deal, whether it's moving, whether it's adding in extra benefits from other customers on a local basis. So if you've got a local chocolatier on your high street that's keen to work with you, you can get that local business signed up to Vaboo.
I love all that. I mean, that genuinely, when Jonathan said that to me last time, if I was excited at the start of it, that on top of all their blue chip names that they obviously have in the schemes, to be able to tie in the locality and get the community going with it, it's just a beautiful segue as well, isn't it, into that whole element. Brilliant. And yeah, I mean, I think that comes across that you're not doing something as major as this, because it's a major commitment from you guys. It's a fantastic deal, both ways rounds. But that ability to see that the longer picture there is obviously, you're saying, yeah, we're confident enough with them as a partner. We're confident enough with our own service that we'll put this commitment in place for a year, because we know you're going to be with us for years to come, or the vast majority of you anyway. Yeah,
and also, absolutely, myself I'm a landlord as well, and a tenant actually, and the FlatFair offering on both sides just is such a no-brainer to me, that obviously it's that influenced the partnership as well.
Yeah, and it is for you mentioned there, it's both sides, isn't it? So it's the zero deposit, but also boost as well, so you can take advantage of either.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, well, our core product we launched 4 years ago was the no deposit option for landlords to agree to and tenants to be given the choice. But what we found specifically during lockdown, specifically during the market we're looking at right now, is landlords are very hesitant. They're very keen to protect themselves, as unfortunately, parts across the country going in and out of lockdown. Large companies are failing or finding it difficult at the moment. So tenants that would have been fantastic tenants in last year, this year, for reasons unbeknown to them and out of their control, things are changing. And for that, we offer our Boost product, which can be sold directly to a landlord. No input needed from the tenant. It's an extra 6 weeks of added protection that can be added to a traditional deposit. So we're now facilitating purely that landlord's need, if the tenant does opt for a traditional deposit, but also tied together, you've got your no deposit and your Boost, and 12 weeks worth of protection, which is unrivaled in what we do.
Excellent. Give us some other ways how this is going to benefit the agents. Then you believe, the pair of you.
Something we've not covered yet, Jonathan, that I'm keen we get across is how both businesses have been designed to work with agents to improve what they do. We're not trying to solve or change the way agents do anything. We're simply trying to provide a quicker way of doing things, saving you time and money. An added extra that normally, we know lots of big companies, they have members of staff that are purely designated to deposit returns or the deposit disputes. Using our tech-based platform, we're saving those agents huge amounts of time. And I'm sure you'll mirror me there, Jonathan, saying, client engagement, launching these campaigns, if you were to do it on a local level, if you were to do it with these larger companies that you work with, it's a full-time job. You have a full business running it. And we know that from both sides of the fence, we're simply here to assist and improve that agent's efficiency, make them extra added revenue, and through Vaboo, hopefully make them a few more deals in terms of pulling in more landlords, more tenants, make it much more efficient, and allowing agents to redeploy those members of staff that historically have been tied into quite labor-intensive processes that haven't changed for many years.
Yeah, absolutely. I concur with all of that. Pretty much all of our clients, when we first speak to them, Simon, have already decided that they need to engage and communicate better with all their customers. But in every circumstance, they don't have the expertise in-house to do it, and they certainly don't have the time to do it effectively. And on the tenant side, post move-in throughout the duration of the tenancy, our platform can do it under their branding for them and be set up within 7 days. If it's not rocket science, anybody can decide to improve their customer engagement. But in terms of what's effective, as I say, that's a big job to get right, and actually, I think takes years to perfect.
Well, I was going to say, Jonathan, in that press release you did put out there, again, one of the big standout, jump out stats for me was the point where it makes that your unique approach that Vaboo takes to customer engagement means the platform generates up to 10 times more feedback than many other reviews-based services. Now, that's an outstanding stat. Without obviously going into too much, just give us an idea as to how you've been able to develop to get to that level of efficacy.
So it's quite interesting, actually, because we don't actually sell ourselves as a reviews-based service, but because of the natural way that we're always talking to tenants about the renting experience, about the service provided by our clients, the feedback and the data we get back is akin to producing all of these powerful reviews, if you like. So, and that's just a continual process. So most times when somebody comes to the platform, they're asked a question or two or three, depending on what it is that they're doing. So we do monthly prize draws and giveaways and stuff like that. So when they're entering those, then there'll be more questions. but sometimes occasionally at the login stage, there could be a flash question might pop up, for example.
Yep.
What those questions are will vary dependent on where the client is, as in where the agent is in the journey, i.e., how long they've been with us. But also, it could be related to what's going on in the world, in the country. So obviously, post lockdown, there were lots of COVID related questions and how that's affected people's mindsets and plans going forward, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a constant thing.
Okay, cool. And so, how do they take advantage of this then, guys? Obviously, you can they can go to your landing pages on Kerfuffle, click I'm interested. We'll pass those details on, but I'm guessing they can get in touch with you in the normal way as well.
Yeah, if they just come to either of our websites, normal sort of request a demo type call to action, and then just ask about the partnership.
Excellent.
What I would say is, if any of these agents are, watching this at a later date, what I would recommend is, secure your spot. We've got 50 where we're offering to cover the 150 premium subscribers. So I'd highly recommend documenting that and getting it forward as quick as possible. To do that, just register your interest either to Vaboo via the email flatfair@vaboo.co.uk, or you can register interest with FlatFair, which is vaboo@flatfair.co.uk. So we tried to make it super simple. Yeah.
Was it that took the years of prep setting up?
Oh, absolutely. We tried with FlatFair@flatfair.co.uk and Vaboo@vaboo.co.uk, but keep it simple.
So yeah. Somebody who's going to need to watch that, rather than make you repeat it all again, Zoe's missed the start of it. Zoe, of course, this will be on both of their landing pages if you want to have a look back for this. But basically, just a really great tie-up between these two companies. And Zoe, get your reservation in quick, because you won't want to miss this. Trust me on this one. So, guys, yeah, again, just to top and tail that. Then, basically, what we're saying then is obviously, fantastic deal for the first 500 agents. You're going to be paying, obviously, Vaboo's subscription rate for that for the first 500. But for the first 50 in particular, there's an even better deal, because you're going to pay. Is the premium service? Is it? Or?
Yeah, the first 150 premium users. So paying the cost of those tenants and landlords that sign up to the service. For the first 500, we're paying the annual membership.
So just to clarify, the premium service, there's a per user cost, much higher levels of engagement from all those users, which ultimately means better performance for our agents and down the line better data feedback, etc. 95% of our clients are offering the premium service to their customers. So this offer will make a big dent in that cost. Just in terms of timing, the timing of this partnership is fantastic for everybody, because whilst I wouldn't say there's ever a bad time to launch a customer rewards program, I would say now is the best time in the run up to Christmas, because this is when people will benefit, the most in the calendar year.
Jonathan, why is that? Just because you've got the time and energy to spend on this, or?
So say that again.
Just why is there that dynamic that this is the perfect time?
Well, just because the fact that people are going to be spending, because Christmas is around the corner, right?
Yeah.
So, I spoke to an agent, in fact, yesterday, who's actually returned his contract this morning. His customers will be on the platform within a week, so they're going to have the best part of 6-7 weeks to fill their boots and save some money whilst they're buying their Christmas presents, right?
Yeah. To buy all those half-sized turkeys that we're all going to be eating. We're not allowed anyone round. That's basically it. But yeah, good. What I like about this, Ben, I really, one of the things that was predicated in that press release was you talk about that, FlatFair's business is founded upon making life easier for estate agents, and this is the big tick, isn't it? Just on the basis of that kind of core belief, Vaboo just ticks a big box there, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, as I said earlier on in the session, it's bigger picture. It really is bigger picture. You know, we're not burning cash here, just spending on agents joining Vaboo and using Vaboo services and that having no benefit. We genuinely see this as building engagement between tenant, landlord, and agent, making a much better rental process for everyone involved. And that's what FlatFair's mission always has been, is making renting fairer. You know, make things more transparent. Yep. You know, why should you treat every tenant as they're guilty by taking a deposit up front when you can have a different tech-based service in place to protect that landlord, but make renting more affordable, you know, less negatively effective on a tenant's cash flow situation. And as I say, the bigger picture here is we see that that's going to lead to better tenants. We see it's going to lead to better relationships and engagement. And we know that at the end of tenancy, problems occur when relationships break down. You struggle to communicate with the tenant struggles to communicate with the landlord. That's what FlatFair's there to improve on. And via using Vaboo and improving your customer engagement, you know, the bigger picture here is that we see this being a long-term partnership, that we're feeding great data back and forth, that we're improving our partners' experience, you know, at the start of tenancy, mid-tenancy, and then the tenancy. I'd speak about tenancies, obviously, as we're a lettings-based company, but Vaboo, obviously, you know, keen to look at sales as well. So, yeah, and I think that's something we haven't quite touched on yet, is that because of that, we're willing to negotiate with any new businesses that sign up with us an increased commission rate, whereas normally we'd offer a standard revenue share based on risk and reward. By factoring in the Vaboo partnership, we see this as less risk to us, and therefore we're able to increase the commissions. So, you know, whether or not yeah, you're already signed to us, whether or not you're thinking about who you should be partnered with, this is bigger picture stuff. You know, we see this as lower risk to us as a business, you know, improving tenants and landlords' relationships, and as such, we're able to you know, reward our agents even greater, which is what we've always been keen to do. You know, there was a reason that we launched and took off so quickly after the lettings fee ban. Agents are keen to replace that lost revenue. A lot of big agents, smaller agents, still on that process of recovering that. FlatFair can be something that helps do that, and Vaboo can be something that helps improve customer engagement, creates more deals, saves you huge amounts of time. Everything that we're aligned with here at FlatFair.
And no limits in terms of no stipulations about the size of organisation or anything like that?
No, there's no limits in terms of size. Yeah, we'll take a huge 500 brancher. We'll take a one branch agent.
A problem to have.
Absolutely. But no, all we ask, and we'll share the campaign terms with anyone that signs. All we ask is that you're actively using both products. Of course, it makes no sense to sign up to FlatFair and Vaboo and only use one. So we're of course just asking that you engage with both companies and push on, as we see this as a partnership that agents would thrive with.
Well, great guys. I mean, we do love partnerships here over at Kerfuffle. It gives us the chance to talk to people like your good selves in one hit. But I mean, more importantly, I think agents love it. You know, they're always challenging us, aren't they? To, you know, you're ostensibly tech companies. Why should it be so hard? And this is a really lovely tie-up, and I think it's to be applauded. Obviously, we're going to be very keen to see it, but I think the message just is very clear. Get in contact with you guys to take on what should be a no-brainer deal.
Absolutely.
Jonathan, Ben, thank you very much. You keep staying in touch with us. Thanks very much.
Cheers, Ben.
Cheers, guys.
Take care.